check on NDPP BJP honeymoon in Nagaland. Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee President K. alleges instead of finding political solution, forming BJP government is the main agenda of both parties. NPCC chief also says eventually NDPP will merge into BJP if they come to power again. Central Nagaland Tribes Council places demand before Nagaland government to immediately recall Pradhan Mantri Jan Vikas Karyagram schemes from the year 2022 to 23. Alleging discrepancies, CNTC expresses dismay over the district-wise allocation of schemes. Kiamniungan Tribal Council strongly condemns the Noklak firing incident between suspected NSA and KYA and Assam Rifles that occurred at IDC Dan on Tuesday. Sending a strong message, KDC asked the responsible groups not to make Kiamniungan land of battlefield and create fear, psychosis and tension in the region. Landslides triggered by incessant rainfall damages several houses and properties in Mongolia. Reportedly, several construction laborers are washed away to 50 meters, with 2 suffering serious injuries. Jagdeep Dhangar sworn in as the 14th Vice President of India on Thursday at Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi. President of India Draupadi Murmu administers Dhangar's oath in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, former President Ramnath Kovind, former Vice President Venkaiah Naidu and many other noted leaders. Hello there, you are watching Nagaland TV English Primetime with me, Chip and Kfung. Let's look at this first story we have for you tonight. Launching another attack at NDPP and BJP over their alliance for forthcoming state assembly elections. Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee President K. has said that the seat-sharing deal between the two parties will eventually lead to the merger of NDPP into the saffron party if they come to power again. Anticipating that state assembly election might be preponed by 3 months, most likely in December 2022, the NPCC chief on Thursday said that BJP wants to capture Nagaland by taking an indirect route. Addressing a press conference at Kohima's Congress Bhavan, Thierry went on to say that BJP wants to have a government in Nagaland, and the state negotiating leaders have assured that after election they will join BJP because before election Christian society will not vote for them. And BJP High Command agreed with the 40-20 seat sharing formula on the condition that once they come to power, their regional ally will merge with them. The veteran Congress leader added that the objective of forming a BJP government is more important than the settlement of political problem in Nagaland, and pointed out that if this happens, Nagaland will be the first Christian state where BJP government will be installed, a symbolic before the world, saving face for BJP. Thierry also informed that the Congress will fight the elections on its own and will be fielding 60 candidates for all the seats.
So what is the hurry? Why the core committee has not taken, core committee or the chief minister or the delegates of all parties have not taken the resolution, parliamentary resolution to Prime Minister and Home Minister? And how come they have seat sharing? This was the question we have been posing. And we found that BJP wanted to have a government here in Nagaland. And the seat negotiating leaders have assured that after election they will join BJP. Because before the election, if they join BJP, then the Christian society may not vote for. But after the election, they will merge with the BJP, and it will be one of the first Christian state where BJP will be installed. This will be a symbolic before the world, those who know Nagaland. And so also it will be a saving face for BJP in front of the world, both Christian society and also Muslim nations. So the objective of forming BJP government is more important than settlement of political problem in Nagaland. This is the stand we could calculate, we could see the view of both the UDA as well as BJP. For BJP or the government of India, ceasefire is the solution. They have no other problem. If there is ceasefire, for them, there is no other problem. If ceasefire agreed points are not implemented, then Nagas of Nagaland have the problem. I don't think Nagas outside Nagaland have also too much problem, as we have. So, Nagas of Nagaland are the only public who are suffering. And the state government is supporting the central government and Nagas outside Nagaland. And they want to allow us to continue to suffer here in our own land. 25 years have gone, 7 years after ceasefire agreement, nothing is happening. On 26 July, they have done the seat sharing. So what is the hurry? Why the core committee has not taken?
Through a press release issued by the Central Nagaland Tribes Council, it demanded Nagaland government to immediately recall Pradhan Mantri Jan Vikas Karyakram schemes 2022 to 23. It is to be mentioned here that the state government has submitted a proposal to central government on recasting of allocation in Nagaland. CNTC expressed its dismay over the allocation of schemes and said that before the government issued another notification later for district-wide submission of the scheme. The first notification on PMJVK scheme had only 4 districts: Dimapur, Kohima, Chumukirima, Newland. It termed notification for the remaining 13 districts as a mockery and an afterthought action of the CM, as the documents of the 4 districts which have been allocated PMJVK schemes have already reached Delhi. The council highlighted that since the last date of the submission of proposal to the centre was August 6, and that it was impossible to prepare the scheme within a short period of time, as it needed the approval of block level committee and district level committee as required under PMJVK guidelines. The council further questioned how the 13 districts will get the funds when it has not been finalized. It also questioned why CNTC and ENPO have always been ignored in all developmental fronts. Therefore, CNTC invoked that it would be compelled to go for mass agitation on failure to address its demand. The Khamnungan Tribal Council has strongly condemned the firing incident that occurred at ITC Dan on Tuesday. In a press release, KDC President M. Thangao and General Secretary NSM Rakhiu said that the members of the Khamnungan community are peace-loving citizens, but some insurgent groups on many occasions are trying to create fear, psychosis and tension in their regions, asking the responsible groups not to make Khamnungan land of battlefield. The KDC said that the Khamnungans cannot be a silent spectator if such fighting keeps happening in their land, stating that their tolerance level has already crossed the limit. The KDC also appealed to the responsible insurgent group not to target their land only for firing and use it as a battlefield. Therefore, the KDC has appealed to both the Indian Army and the Naga insurgent group to restrain from engaging in gun battle in Noglak district. As the general election is around the corner, on Wednesday, a dedication and declaration program was held for former NPP candidate Chingsak Konyak of Pomching constituency under Mon district. The program was chaired by party president of Shengha Wamsa village. Various leaders from the village and the area briefed the program. During the program, the party member reaffirmed to extend their support to Chingsak Konyak to contest for the upcoming 2023 general election to the 14th Nagaland Legislative Assembly from Pomching. Meanwhile, village council members, Kaunburas, NGOs, church elders, party leaders and members of the constituency attended the program. Nagaland's Chief Minister's Secretariat has released names of ministers and advisors to unfurl the national flag and to take Rashtriya salute on given locations. Chief Minister Nipir Rio to be at Kohima, Deputy Chief Minister Yanang Batan at Worka UDA Chairman Tir Ziliang at Paren, Minister Chi Kaido Aye at Zenebro, Nipa Krenu at Newland, as Pangyu Pom at Longlang, Pi Paiwang Konyak Mon, Jacob Zumumi at Chumugirima, Metsupuchamir at Muguchong, Dongpang Uzgam at Tuminu, V. Kashiho Sangdam at Kifri, and Damjin Imna Along at Mongolia. Advisors Nikisali Nikikeri at Chaluki, Mulamukikon at Pandari, Dovihodo Ayemi at Timapur, Advisor Zali Rio at Mesifima, Namri Chang at Tening, El Kumo at Noklak, Gazedo Kinimi at Akuluto, Marangyantan at Sanis, Kehovi Yaptomi at Sadaka, Bonghao Kunyak at Dubu, H. Haing at Naginimora, Engineer Zalenika at Chevobozo, H. Juba at Tunsang, as Kyoshi Yimchungur at Shamado, and CL John at Dizit. NLA Deputy Speaker Yang Seo at Pungro, MLA Guzuluzo Azuninu at Pek, NLA members Esha Konyak at Aboy, Amenba Yadan at Tuli, Muting Yuba at Longkim, Dr. Chodisa Sazo at Chosaba, Yidachu at Melori, Kisini Kalo at Futsero, Y. Vikehusu at Bukobodo, BS Nganglang at Damlu, Engineer Victor Shohei at Airoize. Meanwhile, Deputy Commissioner and Additional Deputy Commissioner to take Rashtriya salute at districts and subdivisions. Due to incessant rainfall, floods and landslides triggered in Mongolia and the Mugushing district on Wednesday, damaging several houses and properties. It has been reported that the rain lasted around 1 a.m., after which unexpected landslides and floods occurred. According to sources, a labor camp of MS&K Construction was swept away by the flash floods, and some laborers were washed away by the flash floods about 50 meters from the camp, whereby 2 persons were reported to be grievously injured. A car and a tipper truck, as well as 2 dumper and 2 excavators, were covered in floods, while a kutcher house was washed away due to change in the direction of the river. Meanwhile, due to erosion of the base foundation of the bridge connecting Kumbani Ward and Zidayong Ward to Mongolia continue to pose risk for vehicles applying at the bridge. Hence, in order to avoid any unfortunate circumstances, a lock bridge is under construction for alternate route. Furthermore, road blockages were also reported between Khar and Mongolia and Lafu and Mongolia. It has also been reported that on Wednesday evening, due to chances of landslide at Hokkiyong Ward, 7 to 8 households of the ward vacated their houses and shifted to a safer location.
Manani, engi Mongolumba nong sector 1 Hokkiyong Ward jar iba area nong singing area nong anu tanap kangalang sasial ludake anong ji tamatuk tere arwage yar daksanar da mibisha ashir iba ya asanuk town ajak asujilir anong ji.
In a letter addressing the Chief Secretary Government of Nagaland, the JSC Nagaland Paper and Pulp Corporation Limited has decided an indefinite band or protest to be held starting from 12 August 2022 along the National Highway 61 at Zidikong in Mugushing District. The decision comes amid NPPCL workers as they have not been paid their salaries since August 2017. Furthermore, the superannuated employees and employees who have died in harness have not been given their retirement pension dues from the month of October 2015. Their protest is held to address the dire plight of the members of JEC, as no effective steps have been taken by the concerned departments to redress their grievances. It may be mentioned here that all the major civil societies organizations support the bond. The Kohima Rotary Club on Thursday, for the term July 2022 to July 2023, inducted 20 executive members headed by its chartered president, Dr. Rosemary Tsivitsu, along with the board of directors, while 14 new members were also inducted at a ground induction program held at Hotel Jaffa. Earlier, outgoing president Advocate Gezokoto Savi, in his speech, said that the Rotary Club believe in leadership, and within the one-year term of every member is given a chance to explore their leadership quality in themselves. He further informed that Jennifer Jones became the first ever woman president of Rotary International in the 115 years of the service organization's existence, with the team Imagine Rotary. Similarly, the Rotarian Dr. Rosemary Tsivitsu, who was the chartered president of Rotary Club Kohima, has been installed as the president along with the board of directors. Elaborating on the Rotary International motto, service above self, Savi said it means to care others and share with others and think about others first before oneself. He stressed that to live and care for others is the best way to live a life which is worthwhile. In her presidential speech after induction, Dr. Rosemary Tsivitsu said this club teaches leadership qualities or leadership to all the members, and while highlighting on the goals and activities to be taken, she urged all the club members to work together for the needy and extend every possible help whenever the club can assist.
Water has always been a major concern for Rotary Club of Kohima. We have actually held a lot of water projects earlier in collaboration with American Rotary Clubs, and we hope in the coming days we can still focus on water, because Kohima being the capital, all of us know there are so many colonies and so many areas where there's a great scarcity of water. If we can collaborate with other clubs and other grants, maybe if we can collaborate on those, I think we will still look at taking up some water projects. And I want to end with just a reminder to our members as well as to the ones who are coming in, that Rotary believes in the four-way test. And that's a question that each Rotarian asks ourselves. And the questions that one asks oneself as a Rotarian is it the truth? Whatever you're speaking, is it the truth? Secondly, is it fair to all around? Are you a person who is being fair to people around you? The third is, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And the fourth test for every Rotarian is, will it be beneficial to all concerned? So when Rotary was started, this was actually the four-way test that is given to all.
Department of Power, Nagaland, has informed that a disconnection message which was circulating claiming to be from an electricity officer was likely to be a scam. According to Chief Engineer, Power Engineer Moa Iyer, he said that the department does not send such messages. In this regard, Iyer has directed Executive Engineer Kohima to file a case with the Cyber Police Unit. All other divisions have also been informed to educate customers and inform the police in case of similar incidents. The Nagaland State Rural Livelihood Mission Block Mission Management Unit Longmatra, in convergency with District Administration and the LCWMSK, Kifri organized a 7-day training on banana fiber extraction and craft making at Longmatra village starting from Tuesday evening, with training partner from Kutatek Training Center, Dimapur. 18 self-help group members from VLO Longmatra village and Tetuyo village are taking part in the 7-day training. The objectives of the training is to create awareness among the rural people to realize the economic values of the rich natural resources available, which are often wasted, and to convert them into livelihood-generating activities. This will further create employment generation avenues and sustainable growth. The trainees will learn new skills on the fiber extraction, preservation, using it for making handicrafts, bioplates, etc. It may be mentioned here that there is availability of raw materials in the block which are just left unused and wasted. Two additional classrooms at Apoi Government Higher Secondary School were completed and dedicated on Wednesday to ease the burden of insufficient classrooms faced by the institution and the students. The project was completed through contributions from various civil society organizations of Apoi, Chen and Longchang units as well as individuals. It has been learned that more than 300 students have sought admission in Class 11 at GHSS Apoi. However, there is still lack of classrooms. The civil society organizations have therefore urged the Department of School Education and Nagaland government to consider the matter on priority basis and construct permanent classrooms to accommodate more students. It has also been learned that civil society organizations come together every year and construct classrooms so that students do not suffer in their pursuit for knowledge. Finance Secretary of the Construction Committee, Man Wok, extended heartfelt gratitude to the public for always stepping in. It can be mentioned here that the decision to construct additional classrooms at Apoi Government Higher Secondary School was adopted in June 2022 during an emergency meeting of civil society organizations. The project was monitored by the Konyak Union President with supervision of NGOs.
Apoi Higher Secondary School laga tuk ekbar share kuribole mon ase. Apoi Higher Secondary School to present building to about to be collapse. Ekdom beya condition da ase. Etu karne etu par nohoy. Etu par koi gana amakan duibar higher secondary school to amakan bonai ase. Joa sal bona to ifale ase. Tate 20 by 40, 73 student tate accommodated kore ase. Aru etu par de pachakhan to admission kuribole chaka nai. Bisi komti ase. Etu master khan para.
On Wednesday, around 5,000 Naga youth registered for the Agnivir Army Recruitment Rally proposed to be held at Pakat Stadium, Rangapahar Military Station from September 7 to 15. This was disclosed by Army Recruiting Officer Colonel Rajesh during a coordination meeting of stakeholder Department of Dimapur District held at the conference hall of Dimapur Deputy Commissioner's office. Dimapur Additional Deputy Commissioner Mhalo Humsoi termed the recruitment rally as a good opportunity for the unemployed youth of Nagaland. Army Recruiting Officer Colonel Rajesh sought support from the district administration during the rally with regard to transportation and accommodation, especially for those coming from interior districts of Nagaland. He also stressed the need for medical staff, including a doctor and an ambulance during the entire rally period. Colonel Rajesh further stressed on the need for at least 5 officials from the Education Department to help the Army during verification of documents. The Army Recruitment Officer informed at the meeting that activities at the rally ground would include pre-height and document check, 1.6 kilometer run, physical measurements, physical fitness test and medical checkup. Selected candidates would appear for the common entrance exam on October 16, 2022 and results will be declared by October end. The candidates will be selected on the basis of merit and would be dispatched to different training centers by December. Staff of Post Office Department under Mokokchung District Headquarters observed Brapat Paris under Azadika Amrit Mahotsav's Har Ghar Diranga campaign on Thursday. Altogether, 30 staff of the department participated in the Brapat Paris. The program is being organized all over India as the country celebrates the 75th year of India's independence. The Kumlong Ward Sporting Association on Thursday organized its first inter-ward volleyball tournament at the multi-purpose hall in Mokokchung town. The tournament is being organized under the aegis of Mokokchung District Volleyball Association. League matches have begun today and the grand finale match will be played on August 15. The opening ceremony was graced by ADC and Administrator MMC Mokokchung Chumlamo Humzoi as the guest of honor. Altogether, 9 teams are participating in the tournament. On Wednesday, the valedictory program for Film and Television Institute of India training was held at the Department of Information and Public Relations in Kohima. Information and Public Relation Advisor as Kyosho Yimkyung and Village Guards as special guests. Meanwhile, a total of 51 certificates were issued to all the participants by FTII upon successful completion of the training. A short film was also screened during the program. A crucial meeting on the Assam-Arunachal Pradesh border dispute was held at Joypur IB in Nahargatia in the Dibrugarh district of Assam on Wednesday. Notably, discussions on Namsang area was held during the meeting and both Assam and Arunachal Pradesh delegations visited the area to take stock of the situation. From the Arunachal Pradesh side, Cabinet Minister Wangki Lowang, Bordurai MLA Wangling Luatong, Tirap Deputy Commissioner Taro Mize, ADC Diomali and DFO Diomali took part in the meeting. Assam government was represented by Nahargari MLA Daranga Kokoi, Dibrugarh Deputy Commissioner Biswajit Peku, Dibrugarh SP Shwetang Mishra, ADC Biswajit Pugan and Nahargari Circle Officer Sarat Kokoi. Arunachal Pradesh Minister Wangki Lowang stated that border disputes between Assam and Arunachal Pradesh can be solved through dialogue and discussions. Mizoram and Assam will hold chief ministerial level talks in New Delhi later this month on early September to find an amicable solution to the interstate border disputes. Notably, the development comes a day after the two northeastern states held a ministerial level discussion to resolve the decade-old boundary dispute. It is to be mentioned that two Assam ministers Atal Bora and Ashok Singhal on Wednesday met Mizoram Chief Minister Zoramthanga and discussed the border issues. Zoramthanga in the meeting with Assam ministers assured them that Mizoram government would make efforts to amicably resolve the border disputes and also laid emphasis on the importance of mutual trust and understanding between the two states. Zoramthanga also mentioned that the border dispute between Assam and Mizoram can't be resolved overnight or at one time, but measures should be taken to find solutions to the problems step by step. National Democratic Alliance candidate Jagdeep Dhankhar was sworn in as the 14th Vice President of India on Thursday at Rashtrapati Bhavan, Delhi. Notably, President of India Draupadi Murmu administered Dhankhar's oath in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, former President Ramnath Kovind, former Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla and several other leaders. It is to be mentioned here that Thangar secured 74.36% of votes and was elected as the vice president on August 6th. With this recording the highest ever votes received in the last 6 presidential elections held since 1997.
मैं जगदीप धनखड़
ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि
मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित
भारत के
Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar on Thursday rejected claims by Bharatiya Janata Party MP and his former Deputy Chief Minister Sushil Modi that the JDU had split with the NDA as the Chief Minister was not made the Vice President. Dismissing it as a total bogus claim, Nitish Kumar stated that he has no such desires. On Wednesday, Sushil Modi claimed that Nitish Kumar wanted to be the Vice President of India, an election which was held on August 6, in which NDA candidate Jagdeep Thangar emerged victorious, defeating opposition candidate Margaret Alva. Sushil Modi stated that Nitish wanted to become Vice President of India and many JDU senior leaders had sent flyers to BJP ministers to see if it was possible. Kumar was sworn in as Bihar Chief Minister yet again yesterday after parting ways with the BJP and joining the RJD-led Grand Alliance to form government in the state. Following Prime Minister Narendra Modi's jibe on Congress, calling the Congress protest on August 5 against unemployment and price rise a black magic or Kala Jadoo, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Thursday slammed Narendra Modi to stop using superstitious words to hide his black exploits. Rahul Gandhi on Twitter slammed PM Modi by asking him to stop demolishing the dignity of the PM post and to stop misleading the country. It is to be mentioned here that following PM Modi's black magic dig, Congress leader General Secretary Jairam Ramesh posted a video of PM Modi in black clothes stating that the BJP government could not do anything to bring black money but unnecessarily making pointless issues about black clothes. The Congress party on Thursday announced that they will be organizing a Mehengai Chobal or discussion over price rise in all assembly constituencies under Delhi from August 17 to 23. Congress's General Secretary Jairam Ramesh informed that Mehengai Chobal will be held at Mandis, retail markets and other locations in all assembly constituencies, and the event will culminate with Mehengai Bar Halabol rally on August 28 at Delhi's Ramlila grounds. Ramesh commented that August 5 nationwide protests organized by the Congress against PM Modi government's anti-people policies has resonated well with the people of the country. Ramesh further commented that people are suffering because of Modi government's economic mismanagement and the Congress will continue to expose Modi government. Two terrorists attempting to infiltrate an army company operating base in Parkal in the Darhal area of Jammu and Kashmir's Rajaury were neutralized on Thursday, according to officials in the attack that took place 25 kilometers from Rajaury, and 3 army personnel lost their lives. The security officials have cordoned off the area and additional parties have been dispatched to the location. Furthermore, the operation is underway. Around rupees 390 crore of Benami property or unaccounted assets was seized by the Income Tax Department during raids at multiple locations linked to some business groups in Maharashtra's Jalna over tax evasion. The seized assets included rupees 56 crore in cash and 32 kilograms of gold, pearls and diamonds worth rupees 14 crore. Officials also recovered some property documents and digital data during the raids. The raids were conducted between August 1 and 8 at residential and official premises linked to two business groups dealing in steel, clothing and real estate. It also took the officials about 13 hours to count the exact amount of cash seized during the raids. Shrikant Tyagi's bail plea in the woman assault case has been rejected by the Surajpur court in Uttar Pradesh's Noida on Thursday. Another case against Tyagi filed under Section 420 will be heard on August 16. As of now, Tyagi has been charged under 3 cases: assault on woman in Noida, misusing of UP government's symbol on his vehicle, and Gangster Act. Tyagi has been remanded to 14-day judicial custody in the woman assault case. Tyagi's lawyer, Social Party, claimed that his client has been falsely implicated in Gangsters Act. Central Noida's Deputy Commissioner of Police, Rajesh S., informed that the police will apply for custody of Tyagi. An official involved in the case informed that the police would like to question Tyagi on his properties, earning and political connections. The Enforcement Directorate on Thursday summoned 8 IPS officers in the West Bengal coal scam case, asking them to join its probe in Delhi. Among those who were issued summons are IPS officers Gyanwant Singh, Godeshwara Rao S. Silva Murugan, Shyam Singh, Rajiv Mishra, Sukesh Kumar Jain and Dathagada Basu. Notably, all the IPS officers are from West Bengal and their questioning is expected to start anytime between August 21 to August 31. According to sources, a few of the summoned IPS officers were deputed in the area where illegal coal mining and smuggling were taking place. Sources also added that the probe by the ED indicates that the IPS officers were aware of the coal smuggling racket, but no action was taken by them. Few police officials are also alleged of involving in the transportation of cash in official vehicles. A video of a police constable crying with a plate of food in Uttar Pradesh's Firozabad district has gone viral. Police Constable Manoj Kumar was seen crying bitterly, holding a plate of rotis, dal and rice provided by the police mess. Manoj Kumar was heard saying that even animal would not eat the food provided by the police mess. He further mentioned that he had complained to the seniors about the food, but no action was taken. Constable even mentioned that he is being threatened to get fired from his job. Manoj Kumar weepingly raised a question saying how policemen can perform long hours of duty when they are being offered a watery dal and uncooked rotis by the police mess. Soon after the video went viral, Firozabad police tweeted that Constable Manoj Kumar has a history of disciplinary issues and he has been punished 15 times in the past. Probe has been ordered into the incident.
कोई तो केवल दबाव बनाया जा रहा है। भाइयों देख लो इस आरक्षी पर, समझ तो उत्तराधिकारियों का आदेश है, साफ पालन करेंगे और हमें रिकॉर्ड दिया जाएगा। कोई सुनने वाला नहीं है इस विभाग में। यदि कप्तान साहब पहले ही सुन ली हो तो यहाँ तक मुझे आने की आवश्यकता नहीं थी। कप्तान साहब ऐसे निकल के आए, मैंने चयन किया, मेरी साहब ये भोजन में से 5 रोटी आप खा लीजिए।
Amid a spike in cases of hand, foot and mouth disease in recent weeks, schools in the capital are taking various measures to sensitize parents about the viral infection that affect young children below the age of 10. While some schools have issued advisories to parents, others conducted orientation sessions to appraise them about the disease, whose cases are being reported from various other cities in the country. Rashes or blisters on the hands, foot, forearm and mouth are some of the symptoms of the disease. there are no vaccines available for the highly contagious infection. Meanwhile, Principal of Sanskriti School, Richa Sharma Apnihotri, said that the school has issued an advisory for parents on its website and circulated it among parents. In addition, Richa Sharma said that a few cases of hand, foot and mouth disease have been reported among students of junior school in the past 1 week. It is a common, self-limiting but highly contagious viral disease that usually affects infants and children less than 5-year-old, but sometimes even older children and adults may get infected by the disease. And that brings us to the end of Nagaland TV English Prime Time. Thank you for joining with me. This is Chipen Kung signing off.